1.1 FM. Back at it like we never left. We do this every stretch of the week there at the Planet Sports. We're returning on a Good Friday. Of course, Good Friday, where many Christians are, of course, commemorating Jesus' death. And fortunately, we're back at it once again this morning to bring you up to speed with the latest topical sporting stories all across the globe on this Good Friday. So for many out of the picture of job this particular morning, but would definitely have to be here to bring you up to speed with all of the fine details in the world of sport. With a whole lot to talk about this morning from different angles, from the track and field event to the WTA scene, where of course a big competition is up and running, particularly in the WTA scene. We'll also look at top level competition in the clear court category as well. Talk about the ATP scene. I would also take a look at what's happening in the world of football this morning. The UEFA Europa League happened last night, and we'll talk about it as well. I'm UT David, and I'm delighted to return once again on the show. Welcome once again. Let's get straight to action. Well, let's begin the conversation this morning from the world of handball, and it shows of a country. Coaches of Nigeria under 18 and under 20 women's handball teams have released their final list of 14 players ahead of the women's trophy zonal phase, which will be held in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, from April 20 to the 24th of April, according to confirmation right here. Well, the two teams have been training at the Roe Park Sports Center, Yaba, Lagos, for close to 2 weeks and departed for the competition on Thursday. Coach of the side, the under 18 national team handball side, both have taken players with himself to that particular venue. The under 20 team, Coach Shitu Agbola, has largely stuck with the players. Of course, he has been grooming since the under 18 days. The team is led by Captain Chidera alongside Rima Queen's teammates and Samuel sisters. Talk about Amina Mohammed. And we'll be looking forward to a major, of course, competition, which would be the handball, of course, trophy zonal phase, where we'll have Nigeria under 18 female team and Nigeria under 20 female team being a part of it in Cote d'Ivoire much later in the coming days, and that would be from Monday up until the very fourth day of the week, and that would be on the Thursday as well. So a whole lot to expect from there, and of course we keep monitoring proceedings. Whatever comes up, would also let you know as well. Well, let's quickly look away from that now and take a look at the WTA scene this morning with actions across different centers in this particular top-level competition. Talk about the Stuttgart Open. Ekaterina Alexandrova continued a 2025 such with a 6-3, 6-2 upset of number 6 seed Mara Andreeva in just 65 minutes to reach the Porsche Tennis Grand Prix quarterfinals. Well, of course, the result was Ekaterina Alexandrova's fourth top 10 win of the season already, and 18th in total. She has only notched more top 10 wins in a single season once before now, with 5 in 2021. Italy took her until the autumn to reach. The world number 22 collected her 5th WTA Tour title in Linz in February and has followed it up with semi-final showings in Doha and Charleston as well. In the first meeting with Andreeva, it was the 17-year-old Dubai and Indian world champion who got off to a brighter start. And that, of course, the conversation at the moment. So something quite significant is happening right here. And, of course, we're expecting Ekaterina Alexandrova to go as far as possible in this particular competition. Well, unfortunately, Mara Andreeva, good morning to you, by the way, and welcome to the show. Mara Andreeva has been, of course, knocked out of this particular competition. At the age of 17, the lady has been quite a bright spark, but unfortunately, she's out.
Well, I think in tennis you lose, in sports generally you win some and you lose some. So I think it's time for Mira Andreeva to maybe we saw her how she started, on a blazing note, winning tournament. She defeated the world number one and world number two at a particular point too. I think it's not something that we should just slack her for it, but she has a lot to learn. I feel she still has a lot to learn from the veterans of the sport, the likes of Ekaterina, just like you've mentioned, Ekaterina right now. I think she's had more experience than Mira Andreeva, and she's going to learn. And maybe 2 years from now, 3 years from now, we're going to see Mira Andreeva, in as a tennis superstar, who's you're gonna have it very difficult if you want to defeat her on a very good day. So congratulations to Ekaterina. Let's just hope that Mira Andreeva will be able to bounce back from this one.
Well, of course, very much expected defeat for the lady at a young star. Maybe, of course, still anchored in the balance of what happened at the Dubai and Indian Wells earlier this year. But time to move ahead and look at other competitions. Yes, quite a young star in experience, but it is one of those things that happens when you are on a rosy run of fun. A Grand Slam champion, Scotty Kukuov and Jelena Ostapenko with a night's session winners on Thursday in Stuttgart, completing an engrossing quarterfinal lineup at the WTA 500 Porsche Tennis Grand Prix. All 8 quarterfinalists are ranked inside top 30, including 5 of the top 6 players in the WTA rankings. There will be no play in Stuttgart on Friday, today, which is Good Friday holiday. Already told you that. But action will resume later tomorrow, Saturday. Kukuov, at the moment, Jelena Ostapenko winners yesterday. Kukuov needed just 57 minutes to get the bet of lucky loser Sedel, the last German player standing in the singles draw with the win. Gov matched the career best Stuttgart result when she almost met last year's quarterfinals, and this is another opportunity for her to, of course, for cement her sport in this particular competition. The 2023 US Open champion Gov will now meet number 5th seed Jasmine Paolini in the Marquee quarterfinal later tomorrow. Gov is 2-0 against Paolini, but this would be their first meeting in 20 months. Well, the winner of this competition, we talked about it yesterday, will definitely go home with a Porsche car. And as a matter of fact, many top players are nursing that ambition. Well, Gov has gone past the other stage, now to the quarterfinals against the top-seeded player, Jasmine Paolini, tomorrow.
Well, I think I'm going to move far away from the card. Now, I think Corey Kukuov is a player who's not really... When you look at all the top players this year, Iga Swiatek, I think she's won something. Aryna Sabalenka has won something. Mira Andreeva has won something. Madison Keys has won a Grand Slam. Top 5 of women's rankings now have won something. Even the lady Jessica Pegula has won something as well. So I think it's time for Corey Kukuov to step up, because she's been the only top name, big name who's yet to really do something this year. I don't even think she's reached the finals of any competition. I can't really wrap my mind around that. But all being in place now, I feel Corey Kukuov should use this particular competition and see how she can better her ranks amongst the women's division, because it almost looks as if this year has been a slump in fortune for her compared to the other tennis superstars in the WTA category. So I'm just hoping to see how she can better her fortunes and maybe go all the way and lift this particular championship.
Well, Jelena Ostapenko got the bets of Emma Navarro 7-5, 3-6, 6-2 in the other, of course, conversation. The stage is set for Ostapenko to face number 2 player Iga Swiatek in the quarterfinals. Notably, Ostapenko has beaten Swiatek in all 5 of their previous meetings, including Doha Open earlier this year. So this is another opportunity for Ostapenko to stamp that authority, which would be what many will be looking forward to see. But let's quickly look at the ATP scene as we shy away from the non-football stories this morning. Carlos Alcaraz, the man extended his winning streak at the Barcelona Open, moved one step closer to capturing his 3rd Barcelona Open title on Thursday when he reached and raced into the quarterfinals of the ATP 500 tour level event. Despite fought off a heavy-hitting Lazio Jetta 6-2 6-love in blustery conditions, extending his winning streak to 7 following his Monte Carlo title run last week. Well, Carlos Alcaraz, home favorite in this one, continues to send tongues wagging and looking forward to another title after the Monte Carlo champion?
Or for Carlos Alcaraz, this man is, a player where when he finally starts getting his, house in order, you'd expect him to be very consistent. Just won the Monte Carlo Masters, and I was definitely expecting him to go all the way in this particular Barcelona Open, and also the next tournament to come. I'm gonna be, really expecting a lot from Carlos Alcaraz, because I've noticed it from him over the years. Sometimes he just, tend to falter his line, but anytime he starts winning, it's going to be a really long time before he, drop that form once again. So for Carlos Alcaraz, I was expecting him to do this. So let's just see how far he can go in the Barcelona Open. He's close to him at home, not Madrid, but still in Spain now. So I think he has the, home fans on his side, and it's going to be an added advantage for him as he tries to, see how he can add up the numbers for himself. Recently, he overtook the man Alexander Zverev as world number 2, and he's going to be looking forward to closing the gap between him and world number 1 now, Yannick Sinner, because I think Yannick Sinner will be back in time for Roland Garros. So he has to see what he can do to reduce the gap between him and world number 1 at this point.
Well, it continues to be an evolving conversation. Just to let you know, there are no NBA games this morning due to being Good Friday. So basically, most non-football, of course, sporting actions will be halted today, just like Ahmed mentioned of the quarterfinals of this particular competition. It should have actually been today with some players looking forward to the game, but due to Good Friday, it has been shifted to tomorrow. So we're expecting some of those games to take center stage later tomorrow. We'll hit the brakes right here. When we return, we'll talk about football. Manchester United fans, good morning to you. We'll be right back after this short break. Do stay with us.
This Easter, let the kids have fun with joy at the most exciting event of the season. It is the Easter Kids Party at Ibom Hotel and Golf Resort. It's happening this Easter Sunday, April 20, 2025 at 12 noon. Get ready for a day packed with laughter and adventure. There will be bouncy castles, colorful mascots, swimming fun, mobile football, indoor and video games, music, food, and so much more. For just 10,000 naira per child, and every child gets a gift and goodie bag. Parents, you are not left out. Just 2,000 naira gets you in with a drink voucher to chill while the kids have fun. Don't miss it. April 20, 12 noon at Ibom Hotel and Golf Resort. For inquiries, please call 0808 052 7411.
The Planet Sports 101.1 FM brings you up to speed with all sporting events. Tune in to Planet 101.1 at 7:30 for your sports updates. We talk sports. Sports is a way of life. Live it every morning on Planet Sports. Sports is a way of life. Live it every morning on Planet Sports.
Welcome back to the show, still Planet Sports, and just that sound you hear there, it is the UEFA Europa League anthem. And of course, certainly we had matches yesterday in the quarterfinals, second leg of the UEFA Europa League with mouth-watering fixtures, end-to-end stuffs, and games of nerves also taking center stage last night. Well, I can tell you one of the most entertaining fixture we saw yesterday was the game involving Manchester United and Lyon. I guess we start from the 9-goal thriller. The first time I've seen that in a very long time. 9-goal thriller at Old Trafford, making that 13 goals scored by both sides. Seeing, of course, the two-legged affair. Manchester United, fortunately, came in spectacular fashion with Harry Maguire scoring in the dying seconds of extra time to help United snatch a place in the Europa League semi-finals on Thursday with a sensational 7-6 aggregate victory over Lyon in their quarter-final battle. A trailing second leg tie was taken into extra time after United threw away a 2-goal lead on the night to be pegged back to 2-2 after 90 minutes, with goals from Ryan Cherki and Alexander Lacazette putting Lyon on the verge of semi-finals at the stunned Old Trafford. United made their numerical advantage count given to them after Corentin Tolisso's late red card in normal time. Harry Maguire sending Old Trafford into delirium with his 121st minute header, which sealed a 5-4 victory in the second leg. It was the man. Talk about Kobe Mino also coming off the bench to get a goal, celebrating in fine fashion, getting the celebration from the man. Talk about Joshua Zirkzee, who wasn't part of the game just yesterday. Well, when the game spanned through extra time, at some point United were leading, courtesy of Manuel Ugarte and Diogo Dalot's strike. But Lyon came back, pegging them back in the 71st minute when we had that goal from Corentin Tolisso. Just 6 minutes after Nicolas Tagliafico scored the second goal, Ryan Cherki scored the third, and it looked like it's almost over for Manchester United. Alexander Lacazette scored the fourth, so it was 4-2 at some point. But United scored 2 goals in quick succession, and of course Harry Maguire summed it all up for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes was also on the score sheet, and United fortunately ran away with victory.
Well, I think this United side, trust them to make everything difficult for themselves, because how do you throw away a 2-goal lead?
2-goal cushion.
Very comfortable lead, and you're throwing that away. I think Ruben Amorim really needs to talk some sense into these players. Yesterday was another escape against Lyon, but trust me, if they had met a stiffer opponent, a tougher opponent, maybe that comeback wouldn't have happened. But congratulations to the lads. They deserved it. They gave it their all. 4-2 down. I thought they would give up, because trust me, it was not really even looking like. Immediately that goal came in, the players were all looking devastated. But that penalty from Bruno Fernandes sparked something that I have never seen among United's players, especially this season. It's been a long time I saw that hunger, that drive to go out there and win a game, even when you are losing. When the equalizer came in, I thought, okay, this is it. We're going to go to penalties. But then again, Harry Maguire stepped up and also asked the question, what is the role of the strikers in this team? Because yesterday, Harry Maguire had to be deployed as a number 9 once again, and he got the goal.
It looks like Rasmus Højlund is... doesn't even look like a striker.
Exactly. At this point,
I was sitting with a friend watching the game, and he said to me, Harry Maguire is a more better striker than Rasmus Højlund. And it sparked several persons laughing.
Exactly, because when your coach is comfortable with taking you off and moving, not as if Harry Maguire was on the bench. I could understand the other game. He was on the bench. He was brought in. So maybe fresh energy. But this time around, both players started the game and your coach pulled you off as a striker and pulled you off of the game, and then shifted a defender who started the game and obviously had more work to do, be defending since the first minute of that game, and took the person to the number 9, and he scored. Oh, come on. I think Rasmus Højlund's future is up in the air at Manchester United.
Well, Kobe Mino, of course, returned back to the starting lineup, or to the game rather, because he started off the bench, and he paid off for the man when he came in. And of course, at the moment, Manchester United players, United fans are quite happy, and it makes a whole lot of sense to see for them. Well, just like in front of Med mentioned, you cannot be, of course, leading and then, of course, be pegged back and even be led by the opponent. Might not be quite fortunate every time to get these over the line. Congratulations to Manchester United. They have now qualified to the semi-finals of the UEFA Europa League, and this makes a whole lot of sense as well. 0817-624-8564, 0902-223-1011. I heard Manchester United fans saying, come on, even with one man down in the 89th minute, United was struggling to score goals, but fortunately, they got the victory. Tottenham Hotspur in the other game also got victory, courtesy of Dominic Solanke. We're going to talk about that after this batch of calls. Good morning to you, name and location.
Hello.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Tolis on the line.
Welcome, Tolis.
Yes, yesterday night it was a very wonderful night for Manchester United. But I don't see how Manchester United will be by 2 days cannot access that. Very comfortable game. I think it is just come to the second half and it gets goal. then in the last and play your game, and you allow your you have a lot of work to do that is back line. A lot of stuff to be done in that match and the back. All the things because we're very nice on seeing them. So just notice that throughout our day yesterday, no strikers do Manchester United. Now we are defenders and midfielders. The wonderful one. Don't watch all the of our strikers in Manchester United. That's Rasmus Højlund and others. Don't know they are doing the game in Manchester United. If you find their feedback. Well, I think playing at Atletico Bilbao in a semi-final.
Absolutely.
It's not going to be a good deal. It's not going to be a very good deal. That's what they say against you, and you're out of from the young time. So we are going to the final. And my favorite is now is Tottenham Hotspur. So the anyway, I'm one of the best at the final. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thoughts appreciated this morning. Tottenham Hotspur got the better of Eintracht Frankfurt for another English side, courtesy of the man Dominic Solanke converting from the sport, and it settled a poor Tottenham Hotspur side this season, getting the better of Eintracht Frankfurt 1-0 away from home. The first leg ended in a draw, but Spurs, getting this particular one looks like a sigh of relief for Ange Postecoglou.
Well, definitely. I think English teams are doing so well in Europe this season. Already we have Arsenal in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Now we have Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur, also in the semi-finals of the Europa League. Even when people wrote Ange Postecoglou out, I did as well. But yesterday he surprised me going to Germany to get that victory against Eintracht Frankfurt. I think it's something in the right direction for Tottenham Hotspur. And if he's wise, just like the man Ruben Amorim said yesterday, he's going to turn his full attention to the Europa League. Ruben Amorim came out to say he's playing the kids in the Premier League from now on. I just wonder how many games Manchester United are going to lose now in the Premier League.
Well, it's quite unfortunate to look at the very fact that Spurs are not doing well, but maybe in Europe it could be their turn. 0817-624-8565 or 0902-223-1011. Back at it once again. Good morning to you.
Good morning to David.
Welcome. Good to have you.
That is Nemi calling from Lebanon in Nigeria.
Welcome, Enabia. Talk to us.
Yeah, I want to talk about yesterday's game that involved Manchester United with Lyon. I was hoping that it was done and dusted on the first half, but Manchester United slept off and they were later down by 4-2. And I left the view center when my friend came back and told me that Manchester United has won the game.
So dramatic.
Like confirming. But I'm just saying that they should not try that again on their next match because they are playing against Atletico Bilbao.
Absolutely.
It's not going to favor them again. They should just, when they win their game, they should focus on the game and play the game, not by giving people hope and later on they will just give people heartbreak. It's not working like that. Thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you very much this morning as well. Thoughts appreciated. Well, elsewhere we also saw other games taking center stage still in the UEFA Europa League. We'll talk about Chelsea in a short while. But Lazio were also in action yesterday, getting the better of Bordeaux and Glimt. 3-1 went straight to penalties where Bordeaux and Glimt had to advance 3-2 on penalties. Rangers were being beaten by Athletic Club 2-0, and that's how it ended 2 on aggregate as well. Chelsea, on the other end, they're still doing quite well at the moment, gathering momentum in the Conference League, and at the moment it looks like they are the favourite to get this one. Despite being defeated by Legia Warsaw at Stamford Bridge, it ended 2-1. Legia Warsaw getting the better of Chelsea. Marc Cucurella scoring at 33 minutes, but before then, Legia Warsaw were leading, and that's how it ended. But Chelsea have advanced to the semi-finals. Good morning to you.
Hello, Yudi.
Good to have you.
It's okay calling you.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, fine morning, and good Friday.
I wish you the same, okay. Welcome.
It's today wicked one to kill Jesus.
Welcome, okay. Talk to us.
Thank you. There's a word you said there. I say congratulations. Congratulations for what?
Well, congratulations to all the team who've made it to the semi-finals.
Congratulations for shot one.
Just
one.
Okay.
You -1.
Okay.
You are still struggling in your home.
Okay. Just the same way I said congratulations to Chelsea even when they lost. You should accept it to other teams.
I'm just telling you now, Chelsea will soon sack their coach. That man is going. The first match, their previous match, they played draw. They lost at home in Stamford Bridge. Don't you see that man have already disgraced Stamford Bridge? That Maresca is going. He's not a good coach.
Okay.
To me, but as for any other people, they can take him as a good coach, but he's a gambler. That is one thing you have to understand. This club now, he have already lost it. This cup, he have already lost it. There's no two ways. Other this is out from the competition. So forget all about him. Top 4 is not there again. So what are you talking?
Okay.
So mind you themselves, they are not playing. Just tell them they don't do well at home with -1, which they are playing. 2 hours, go to penalty shootout before they can be able to succeed, because that is devilish feed. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Oki. Thought appreciated this morning. Of course, fine place to leave it at the moment. Well, before we bounce this morning, yes, one of the longest speculations at Liverpool is coming to an end. First of all, it was more like Mo Salah, and of course, the intention of leaving the football club at the end of the season. The man signed, but we have a clear confirmation that Virgil van Dijk has put pen to paper to stay at Liverpool past the end of this season. It looks like good news for many Liverpool players and, of course, fans at the moment. The man has signed a contract extension. It has been confirmed. It will see him stay at the football club until 2027.
Well, definitely, I think for Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk is a step in the right direction for Liverpool, because right now they need these two players, one of the best players in the Liverpool squad at the moment, and it's really nice for the Arne Slot and the management of the team that they're going to have the continuity of these players from next season up until maybe 2 seasons from now, according to Mo Salah's contract, 2-season extension for Mo Salah. So at this point, I feel it's a step in the right direction for Arne Slot.
Well, congratulations to, of course, Virgil van Dijk. Looking forward to next season already, because it looks like they're taking away the league title at the moment. But before we bounce, Aliyu Zubairo selected first choice goalkeeper Ifeanyi Harcourt, defender and captain Daniel Mabeyi, midfielder Suleiman Alabi Jojo, and forward Baboro Arieri among the squad of 24 for this year's Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations taking place in Egypt. Well, if that's the conversation at the moment, we'll take a look at the full list when we return later in the afternoon. Some foreign-based players and some home-based also being part of this particular squad. Well, the NPFL games returns tomorrow. We'll take a sneak look at what we expect tomorrow, especially for Akwa United and other struggling teams as well. Thank you very much, and for being a part of the show this morning.
Always a pleasure to be here.
We'll return 3-4 is the time. Keep it locked right here. Happy Good Friday once again. I'm UT David. Bye for now.